Welcome, my constant reader friends. I'm Tad, and this is Tad Reads Books and Stuff. All right, so this is the last weekend in October. You will be seeing this on October 30th. And I did good. I did my 24-hour readathon, which got me to finish all the books I wanted to read in October. I almost toyed with doing another book, but we still have a lot to do. We have a giveaway coming up. I want to talk about the giveaway real quick before we talk about anything else. Next weekend, next Sunday, is when I'm going to be doing the drawing for my Folio Society giveaway. Now, I have I didn't even check, 100 and something views of this video, and I still only have 20 something comments. All you have to do on the video is go to the video and make a comment. In the comment, all you have to say is peace out. That's it. You don't need to subscribe to my channel. You don't need to post on Twitter. You don't have to post it, repost it on YouTube or Facebook or anything like that. I'm not going for a subscription grab. I just want to, because I'm so proud of getting to 500 subscribers, I just want to give away a beautiful book to somebody. Anywhere. I don't care where you live. It's all on me. I'm just giving it away. It's beautiful. All right. Please make your comment before Sunday. All right? Okay. Let's get on to our reading update. As you know, I was reading Full Dark No Stars for my Shorty King project. This is the penultimate book in my project. We are going to be doing one more. Where is it? I had it over here. Oh, here it is. I'm not going to be reading If It Bleeds. Just to let you know, I've already done it about a year ago. I have a video on my YouTube channel for this if you want to look it up. So I'm not going to be reading this again in my Shorty King project. It's the last short story compilation that he has published. But I did finish Full Dark No Stars. So we will be talking about that next week when I do my drawing. And I did finish, during my 24-hour readathon, Autumn Cthulhu finally, another short story compilation. This is the book we will be talking about today. So I'm going to set that here. And also I finished A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance in the marvelous team up with Graz on the GKBC. We finished this. You will be seeing this video Tuesday, probably. And in that video, I will be showing off and announcing the next book, next graphic novel we will be reading in the marvelous team up. So look forward to that video coming out. Real quick, I'm going to just give this is my November TBR, but it might change. It might be in flux, but right now this is what we're going to read for November. We of course have the new graphic novel that we will be working on starting in November. Also, I'm doing this has been set up for quite a while, so hopefully we're still going to do it. Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry. I had mentioned to Graz that I'd like to get back into reading some, some Western type stories. I used to read them when I was much younger. They were easy, fast read, Max Brand, things like that. I would just read them after school for fun. I haven't read any in a long time. He suggested we do Lonesome Dove as a read-along, so that's planned for November. Also, he had mentioned Graz had mentioned he wanted to read this, and I've been having this on my TBR several times this year and just never got to it. I really want to. He said he wants to too, so we're going to do another read along it's going to be like, November's going to be like Graz month here on my channel, apparently. We're going to be reading Station 11, Emily St. John Mandel. I love this TV series that they did for this. It was slow. It took a bit to get into, but I really loved it, and I really would like to read the book. So, as you know, as I say, the books are always better, right? So hopefully we're going to do this as a read along together. Anybody can join us on any of these. Please. Station 11, Lonesome Dove. Join us. We'd love to have you. So we're going to read that in November. And my last Shorty King Project short story compilation novel by Stephen King, The Bazaar of Bad Dreams. So we're going to be reading that in November, and I'll finally be done with the Shorty King Project. All right, let's get to what we're talking about today, Autumn Cthulhu. So, what is Autumn Cthulhu? Well, it's a short story compilation. It was edited by Mike Davis, and it was published by the Lovecraft eZine Press. Mike Davis runs this boutique publishing company. He hasn't published a lot of books, but this is one of the ones he published, and he edited it. He also has a Lovecraft eZine podcast, which is how I found out about this. And they had a drawing, and I entered the drawing, and that's how I got the book. I won it from them. Autumn Cthulhu I got it right from Lovecraft eZine Press. I won it. It was a major award. But, so, what is it? First off, let's get the numbers out of the way. It was published in May of 2016, and this version has, well, it's the only version, I guess, is 396 pages. On Goodreads, it currently has a 3.81. I gave it 3 stars. I enjoyed it. However, I've shown this book before, just recently. So this is the Mammoth Book of Cthulhu, edited by Paula Gurin. And this is another short story compilation about, you know, Cthulhu, both Cthulhu themed. I actually like this one better. And it's interesting because there are several crossover authors that did some short stories in this one, that also did short stories in this one. But I actually prefer this one a little bit better. Not to say that this one is bad. It was entertaining. So in this short story compilation, there are 17 short stories. There's one much longer story, I would even say a novella-sized story. That one was by John Langan. It was called Anchor. It took up about 20% of this book, and not one of my favorite authors, not one of my favorite stories in the book. There's also one poem at the end. Yeah, I liked it. But here's the thing. This is not a pastiche of Lovecraftian horror or any relation to any Cthulhu mythos. I mean, you're not going to see a Shoggoth in here. They do mention Nyarlathotep. Jeez, I never can say it out loud. Nyarlathotep is mentioned in one of the stories, but there's no Shoggoths or anything like that in here, which is kind of a shame because, I mean, if you're looking at it, Autumn Cthulhu, you're thinking, oh, there's going to be Cthulhu stories in here. There are not. It is purely weird fiction, and in some cases, weird fiction at its finest. And Lovecraft, H.P. Lovecraft would tell you that's what he wrote. He wrote weird fiction, to coin the phrase, and that's what this is. So I did see some reviews where people were kind of pissed off because it wasn't a Cthulhu. You know, they wanted to see these Cthulhu mythos horrors, and that's not what it is. What it is it's autumn themed weird fiction. So it takes place in every story. It's starting to get cool out. It's starting to get cold. The leaves are turning and falling on the ground. The winds are blowing. It sets an atmosphere in all these stories where these weird stories take place. And I really loved it. It is a nice book to pick up in the fall season and just, cozy up and read a short story here and there. That's what I did originally. I just had this sitting on my nightstand by my bed, and every once in a while I'd grab it and curl up and, read a short story. But it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't good enough to grasp me and make me want to read every single story back to back to back to back, and rip through this. It actually, this 24-hour readathon to actually get it finished. So, I mean, take it for what you will. It's a boutique publishing company. This Mike, he's just doing it on his own. Great guy. Check out the podcast, because a lot of the authors that are in this book are personal friends of his and are permanent or frequent guests on his on this podcast. And they talk about horror writing and the books that they're writing, the short stories that they're writing. They talk about horror TV series and movies and Cthulhu, of course, H.P. Lovecraft. It's a pretty good podcast. Each person has their own individual, personalities, and it's pretty cool. But yeah, not my favorite, but definitely entertaining. What were my favorite stories in this book? I'll put them in order as they appear. Out of the 17, 18, 19, I guess, stories, if you want to count the poem and the novella, 19 stories, I have like 6 that I really liked. There's a bunch that were good. There's some that really were kind of stinkers. I didn't really like that much. But here's my 6 favorite short stories in Autumn Cthulhu, in order of appearance. And it's one of the best ones is the very first story in the book. It's called The Night is a Sea by Scott Thomas. Nice story. I'm not going to go and explain these stories to you. Look them up. I did appreciate in the back of the book, they actually have short little bios for all of these authors. So you can see other things that they've written and look them up if you are so interested. So that's cool. The second one is Andy Kaufman, Creeping Through the Trees. Yep, I think that's a line taken right out of an REM song. This one was written by Laird Barron. Interesting writer. Check out some of his stuff. He writes some cool horror. Interesting writer. Got his own style of writing. But check him out, Laird Barron, Andy Kaufman, Creeping Through the Trees. Next was The Smoking Lodge, or The Smoke Lodge, and that was written by Michael Griffin. Really cool story. I liked it a lot. The atmosphere was wonderful in this story. Next, Cul-de-sac Virus by Evan Dicken. I'm not really familiar with that writer in other instances, but I really enjoyed that story. Next, The Styles of Palamarsh. That was towards the end of the book, and that was really good. I really liked that one. Called by Richard Gavin. Another author I haven't really heard much about, but really cool story. I don't want to give any of that away. Check that out. And then last but not least, A Shadow Passing by Daniel Mills. Another very interesting short story. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. Autumn Cthulhu. Cool book, pick it up. You probably can find it cheap online, I'm sure. You even probably could write Mike at the Lovecraftian eZine Press, and I'm sure he has copies for you too. All right, so next week, yeah, we're gonna do a giveaway. Please, come on, please give me a comment. Just say peace out. All right, okay. As usual, if you found any entertaining value in my video, please like, subscribe, and leave me tons of comments. I love the comments, especially the ones on videos that say peace out. So, peace out.